Hey everyone, this video is going to be about my 8250 Santa Fe GP switcher, GP engine. This engine I got when I was a kid. My mother's uncle had a lot of trains, Lionel trains, and this is one of the ones he had. I always liked it because I just love the black and yellow. It's an MPC engine, and it has basically traction tires, but it does have a pullmor motor. And, you know, it never really worked well. And I'll show you in a moment when I take the cover off what the problem is. But I figured out a way to fix it. So I'll show you that and show you a little running session of this cute engine. I just love it. I mean, I love all my stuff. I have modern, legacy engines as well as TMC engines. But I have a lot of post-war, and the MPC stuff is pretty nice. And what's nice about it is you can work on them pretty easily. So this engine is a great little engine. So to take the cover off, you first loosen the handrails from their little rubbery stanchions, and then there's a screw in the front and a screw in the back. So I have this engine that goes fine backwards, but it gets stuck going forwards. And the reason is that the armature plate is not synced up with the coils properly. It's made out of plastic and can be rotated. So let me rotate it so that the slots are centered, and I'll show you that it works. So I think the issue is, see how the slots are not centered on each of the fields? So I'm going to rotate this ever so slightly so it's centered, and try it again and see if it works. Another way to make sure that the brushes stay in place is just hold the engine up so that gravity can help you while you're putting it in. Make sure the armature plate or the armature shaft goes in the top gently. So what I try to do is I try to get the armature only to lift up just ever so slightly in the forward direction, and you adjust the set screw to get that. Don't adjust it too tight, because then basically you're just going to be locking down the armature. This engine is never run this well and forward. Adjusting the commutator plate to get it in sync with the fields has really helped a lot. Also, when I took it apart, I noticed that one of the brushes was cracked just on the end, so I sanded it flush. I don't know if that... Well, I did that before I found out moving the field was important. But this thing works great. So the interesting thing, the reason I found it was it would run in backwards okay, but it wouldn't run forwards. And so then I started thinking, well, the commutator is probably in good enough phase going backwards, but it's not in good enough phase going forwards. But now it works great. This engine has been in my possession for years. It was the 70s that my mom's uncle had it, and it never really worked that well. So this Santa Fe GP9 switcher does have illuminated number boards and nice little marker lights and headlight lens. The Santa Fe logo is totally crooked. There was quality issues in the 70s. But Lionel was still around with General Mills making their trains, and when I was a kid I couldn't afford any new engines like this, but I'm glad to have this from that past. It works pretty good. It's never worked this good, ever. So I'm so glad that I was able to figure out how to fix the commutator plate by rotating it so it's in line with the fields of the armature. So if any of you have an issue with your MPC engines, you can make that little hack and see if it works for you. Alright, see ya.